Work hard for what you want in life.
You work hard for what you want in life.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say.
That you treat people with dignity and respect.
That you treat people with respect.
Reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard.
The strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Work hard.
Work hard.
Work hard. Work hard. Work hard. Work hard. Work hard.
Hey guys, I'm Tatum.
And it's your girl Milan.
And welcome to episode 35 of the Black Girl Boss Podcast. Woo, 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 woo. So today I wanted to talk about execution over excuses. So this is like my mantra of life. I hate excuses. And one of my strengths is I just prefer, well, not prefer, but I'm just good at executing on things as opposed to just having something on my goals list for 20 years and never doing anything with it. So, but that's not a strength for a lot of people as I'm learning. So for you, Milan, like, is executing something that you're used to? Is it something that you're naturally good at? Or is it something that you had to like learn how to get better with?
No, that's something that I'm actually just naturally good at. I mean, I went from being, a high school athlete to leadership roles in college and then, of course, an entrepreneur. So high school, I had to execute because I had to get up and go to practice. I couldn't procrastinate on that. Then in leadership and undergrad, I couldn't procrastinate on that. I had to get up and do it. So it's always been just a natural thing.
Yeah, I want to maybe talk to somebody who isn't good at it and just to see where that comes from. I was actually at a dinner yesterday with my mastermind group. And so we were eating and talking and preparing for our, we are speaking at the Blogalicious conference in Miami. So we were just talking about masterminding and accountability, what attracted us to each other and things like that. And so a lot of them, execution wasn't necessarily their strong point. So one of the benefits of being in our mastermind group is that they have that accountability. So they know if they say, this is what I'm going to do, or let's say if they say, I'm going to, let's say, write this book. We're not going to let them not write that book. So that accountability is just like super necessary for them when executing isn't necessarily their strong point. But I think that's a good thing that one, they identified it, and two, they have the resources to combat that and to keep them on track and keep them productive. But I mean, both you and I, we work with directly with our target audiences a lot. And we hear their excuses. That's what sounds a little harsh, but whatever. We hear like their reasoning behind why they aren't where they are in their business. Because I mean, that's the reason why they come to us in the first place. So what are some of like the top reasons from people that you've talked to, the top reasons that they haven't either started their business or gotten to where they need to be or want to be in their business?
Oh, Lord, that's like so many. I could probably write a book of reasons why they haven't started their business, but like the top three, and I say the top three because these are the most common and consistent ones between clients and, just those on discovery calls. My favorite one is the repeated, I don't know. Well, I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know. I really don't have a reason. I just don't know. So that one I hear so often. Then, of course, I've been meaning to. I just don't have time. I do this. I do that. I do this. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So I did this, and I did that. So that was like another favorite. I don't have time, and then the money. A lot of people think that you need so much money to start your business or to, hold the business or whatever it may be, or they just find like, oh, yeah, money is an issue. And I'm just like, okay, well, there's ways that you can do that, business grants and things like that. But, yeah, those are the top three. The I don't know, the consistent I don't know, just flat out I just don't know, time and money.
Yeah, I think time is like definitely a big one, which is crazy because we make time for what we want to make time for. If you had time to go to the fight, you had time or go to a fight party or watch that fight. You was up from 9 to like the crack of dawn at a fight party, then you have time to start your business or to work on your business. You know what I mean? You have time to file your legal paperwork. You have time. You just don't want to use the time that you had on the thing that you say you want. You know what I mean? And even the money excuse, it really does not cost that much to start a business. With technology, there are so many ways to cut back on money. The most important thing that you need to pay for, and it varies from state to state, is the legal part of it. But other than that, like, it really does not cost that much where you can't find it in your budget to start your business. Like, I just think that is just the craziest excuse. And I think for people or anybody who really don't want what they say they want, it's easy for them to make an excuse.
I think another one now that I think about it is, I don't really like getting up early. So I say, okay, well, you can put in a time, and I'll ask them, their schedule and everything. I'm like, okay, well, it sounds like if you got up at this time, you could do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, but then I have to get up earlier, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. Okay, well, it's a sacrifice. And I really miss that part, that it's a sacrifice.
Absolutely. That's crazy. I don't want to get up early. What? I didn't want to get up this morning. Like, let's talk about it.
I heard my alarm go off, and I opened one eye, and I'm just like, dog.
Yeah.
Why?
Right. And that's just a part of it. You don't always do things that you want to do. Like, that's a part of entrepreneurship. It's not always going to be fun and things that you want to do. So you just do what you have to do to get what you say you want. That's why I always ask people, like, how bad do you want it? Because if you don't want it bad enough, don't even start, because you will not last. And you would have done that work, done whatever work you've already done. You would have spent whatever money you've already spent for no reason at all. And then you'll be.
Yeah, like, speaking of, I have a whole cold. Like, yesterday, what's yesterday? Saturday and Sunday, I had no voice. I sound like a little boy. So I'm grateful to have my voice back today. But I have a sore throat, like I can't swallow. My call sounds like I'm one of the Simpson sisters. and I have like a massive headache. But we're here. It's no excuse. It had to be done.
Yeah, exactly. Some things just have to get done. And even yesterday when we were preparing for just brainstorming about what we were going to talk about at the conference, I was telling them, I don't know, I really like to keep it real with people, to the point where even if you don't always like me for it, I'm okay with that, because at least I was honest. And I was telling them, like, we have to tell our audience, especially because our topic is the importance of masterminding. And so I'm like, we have to tell our audience how to identify the right people to work with, because the people in my mastermind group, not everybody is the biggest strength is execution. So we have to really hold each other accountable, like I said, but you have to identify those people who really have skin in the game. You know what I mean? It's a little bit easier when you have a job and you're working your business. It's a little bit easier because you have a certain level of comfortability. No matter how uncomfortable you are with your job, no matter how much you hate your 9-to-5, no matter how, like, pissed that you are that you have to be in that position, there's always a level of comfortability there that isn't there when you're self-employed, because at the end of the day, your check is coming every 2 weeks. And if you quit tomorrow, you still getting paid. If you quit tomorrow, you still are going to you can still get another job if need be. And I'm not saying if you're self-employed, you can't get another job, but I didn't leave a job to go back to one. It's not going to happen. So every single day is like what we got to do, because I'm not going back to work. So money is everything. Money is legitimately everything now. And I was one of those people, maybe about a year or so ago, I did do some things for free. Of course, you have to at some point. Did things for free. Money wasn't the first thing for me back then, because I had a job. I had a good paying job. You know what I mean? Right. But now money is the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning, and not in a way to where it like weighs me down or it has me feeling away because I'm making money, but money is in my head in the sense of, all right, how much I have to make. Like I have on my whiteboard on the wall, I have to make $273 and however many cents a day to make $100,000 a year. So every single day I wake up, that's how much money I need to make. Thankfully, the way my prices and are set up, one client, if I get, let's say, one client, that covers multiple days. So, I don't have to, let's say, sign a client every single day because of the way my business is set up. But that's my mindset. How much money do I have to make every single day to make these six figures? What do I need to price myself so I'm not like penny pinching when it comes to my business? How much am I going to pay myself so that my business can, let's say I can save to buy something for the business or something like that. Like, all of these things are on my mind every single day. And these things that are on my mind now were not necessarily on my mind when I had a job. But a lot of times people are entrepreneurs, and especially you guys, like I said, who execution may not be your strong point. You got to find people who really have skin in the game. Because if you are hanging out with people who are just side hustlers and they cool with that, there's no real sense of urgency to do better or to grow their business, you don't need to network with them because they're going to make excuses. I can't make excuses because Sprint don't care. You know what I'm saying? The landlord don't care. So
Sally Mae don't care, sis.
At all. You know what I mean? And then I done made the bright idea to go back to school. They really ain't gonna care because if I don't give them their money, they're going, report me and on some more stuff. So yeah, I just think that for everybody who execution may not be like the biggest strong point, you got to really find people who are going to complement that and hold you accountable. Sometimes that's going to take investing in yourself, investing in a coach or something like that. And also just for entrepreneurs, period, just make sure you are around people who got skin in the game because there's just a whole nother level of execution when you have stuff to lose. So like Milan, what is your mentality now? And I know it hasn't been that long, but what's your mentality now that you're not working with as far as execution goes than when you were at work?
So really, I guess I shouldn't say I could. I was more comfortable if something had to be done or email had to be responded back to, I'm like, okay, cool, I can give it, 24, 48 hours. So I respond. That's fine. Now I'm like, this email got to be responded to today. Like, as soon as I see it, I'm like, no, got to do it. Like, yesterday I had like over 40-some emails. I just, from the last, 3 to 4 days, they accumulated with different things. And I'm like, okay, I need to sit here and I need to clear all these emails out today, respond to each one, figure out where they need to go, what's going on with them, X, Y, and Z. So I did that yesterday, but that would have been me at my 9 to 5. I was like, okay, I could be 10 now, 10 later, just setting up a plan as far as how to respond back to them. But now I'm more strict and strategic and just kind of like adamant of getting it done at that moment instead of setting the plan up, okay, well, I can, execute this at this time and then, X, Y, and Z, and I can put this here and do that there. No, nope. Everything is an urgency. Everything is priority. Not saying that things weren't priority at first, but of course, they were like, okay, this priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they still are in that type of order, but they're like priority. It's not like, okay, 5 is the lowest. No, everything is priority. Yes, it's number 5, but it is priority. And, because if it's not priority, then you're not going to make no money. You're going to be sitting there like, okay, that is not that important. No, everything is important. Everything has an urgency. Everything needs to get done.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me as well, my marketing mind has been amplified by like 100 ever since I left
marketing.
Because marketing again is that's what's going to make me these coins. So that's what I do. So even when it comes to the clients that I have, I'm constantly figuring out how to leverage that. So even so with my clients, we talk every month. about their business, and they have a form to fill out before we get on the phone. And a part of the form is like a feedback form. I mean, a feedback section where they can talk about how they feel about the service so far. What are they learning from being in a program? Would you recommend take them to somebody else? Like, opportunity for them to tell me how they feel. One, it's a great customer service tool because if they're working with me for 6 months, I'm not trying to be having a conversation at 6 months about what you didn't like throughout the 6 months. I need to know as soon as possible so that, you know, we can rectify that, or we can nip that in the bud ASAP and get back to work and get back to seeing these results. But so that's one reason why it works. And then another reason is for marketing. So my client is on like month 2, and she's getting ready to leave her job. Like, that's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that for marketing. Or another one of my clients, when she came to me, she knew what she wanted to do, but she just didn't have that clarity. She didn't know how she was going to do it. And now she has a clear plan of products and services. Like, these are successes. So I'm going to market the mess out of these. You know what I mean? Because it just shows, one, I know what I'm doing. And two, the people who work with me see results quickly. So again, marketing is always on my mind, even down to the conversations, the systems I have in place in my business, and the structure I have in place that allows me to get data from my clients to use for marketing strategies, and even utilizing my own business, how I'm doing in my own business for marketing. So like doing a case study on a podcast. The podcast is very new, but we've been very successful in the podcast. You know, or I started the coaching leg of my business back in May, and I have multiple clients at this point, you know, or having my youth program, and we're going into our 4th semester as an after school program. So every single thing has to be marketed correctly, because that's what's going to get money coming in. Right. So that's just how my mind works now. That's how it's probably going to always work, because my income goals are only going to grow. I like nice things, so they need to be financed. So yeah, I was going to ask you, I had like a moment the other day on a train, and I was on my way downtown, and I was just chilling. I was looking at, I don't know what sparked this, but we know that I'm very bad at being nice to myself. But I was just kind of thinking about the year, because I set my goals for 2018 already. And I was kind of like looking back at this year so far. And I was like, dang, I've really done a lot of things this year. And I've done every single thing I wanted to do, except maybe like 1 or 2 things. And there's plenty of time left in this year to get those done. And they're in progress. So I was like, dang, I had no idea, not necessarily no idea, but I never stopped and soaked in how much I've been able to accomplish. And I also want to know, I left my job in May. So it's not like all this year I was self-employed now. I was still at work for most of this year thus far. And I was just like, dang, I've really, really done a lot, to the point where my goals for 2018 are they're a lot higher as far as income goes, but it's a lot shorter as far as like, I'm not starting any new brands in 2018. So it's going to be a little bit easier as far as like the certain, like my day-to-day work, because I'm not growing any new brands next year. Hopefully. I say that now, but who knows? But
the brand next year.
Right, pop up with something else like Jesus. But no, next year I really want to just grow this podcast brand. Now that the we're in good momentum as far as this trademark goes, then now I'm really ready to move forward with a lot of different things for that. But anyway, just really sitting down and pondering on my year thus far, it made me wonder, like, a lot of people, it's August going into September, a lot of people still have a lot of things on their list, or their New Year's resolutions list, or their goals list, or whatever, that they haven't even touched or haven't even started doing yet. Like, have you looked at your goals lately? Like, how has your execution been this year?
My execution has been phenomenal. I'm self-employed now, so that was what both our goals for the year. Checkmate on that one. We talked about the contracts that I needed a little earlier this year. Checkmate, got it. I make more off my clients in a month than I did in my job. And I think you just said it the other day, and I was going through my accountant, Dana. Shout out to Dana, and I was just sending her over, the client payments when they're due X, Y, and Z, just so she could be up to date with everything. And I looked at the Excel sheet at the bottom, when you highlight like with all the numbers, and I'm like, damn, that's what's happening. So that was definitely a goal to get those contracts to put you in that great position. It's been so many little things that's happened. Growing the brand where people are recognizing it further out of the DMV. Mm-hmm. So we're here, so it's going to be inevitable that people hear about it and see it. But in New York and Atlanta and LA, those are my top 3 places that I always said I wanted to touch, and it's happening. I just had someone from New York that is on TV. I can't give the name and stuff like that until, of course, a later date. Hit me up yesterday asking to speak today. Mm-hmm. So, but again, it goes back to the type of clients that I need that we talked about. You was like, are you marketing yourself that way to those type of clients? So it shows that I am now. I'm doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those are the top goals that that was set for 17, and they're getting hit in every which way now.
Yes, and you guys that's listening, I don't want you to look at what we're saying as we're bragging or anything like that, because we was very upfront. We are always upfront, but like going back to our first episode when we talked about like the things, because we recorded our first episode in December and it came out in January, and we were talking about the things we wanted to do this year, how excited we was. We was like, yeah, we're gonna quit our jobs this year. Like, we was rapping. We had no clue that was gonna happen. We was just talking and saying that that's what we wanted to do. But now for us to both be in that position is just amazing, and we've talked about like Milan wanted a certain caliber of client, and now she's getting that. I wanted to launch a coaching business and help women start and grow their businesses, and I'm doing that. And it's, again, you guys, it's not bragging, it's showing you the power of execution. This show helps keep us accountable. We keep each other accountable. I have another mastermind group that keeps me accountable. So really putting the structure in your life in place to where you can execute on what you say you want, and you have to want it bad enough. So Milan, what advice would you give somebody who doesn't have that execution trait like we have? The person who still has a lot of things or almost everything on their goals list that they had on there at the beginning of the year, and they either are discouraged or they just haven't executed on those things yet.
So 9 times out of 10, just like with ideas, you formulate a lot of goals. You have so many different goals, but you don't really know which one you want to tackle first. You don't really know what's important first. Same as the idea. You have all these businesses, all these brands you want to start, but you just don't know where to put it. So actually put them in number order, because that's something they're just everywhere, and you just broke them down. You didn't actually take time to think about them. So actually look at each goal or idea and really, really think about it. And if it's an idea, look at the idea down to the dollar number. Like, how profitable is this business going to be? How successful? The marketing strategy, the things behind it. Like, really look at that idea or that goal, because, excuse me, if your dollar number is way less than what you're getting paid at a 9 to 5, or you don't really see that idea or goal is going to. Not saying that the goal isn't going to happen, but it may be a lot of work behind it that you haven't even planned out for executing. You got to do that. You got to think about all of those things in order to make it happen. So that's the first thing, really sitting there and taking the time and looking at that goal or idea and understanding the work and effort and all the things that come behind it, and then placing them in that order, not just putting them down because they sound good. 2, excuse me, guys, you have to be consistent behind it. If you're going to do it, the work behind it needs to be consistent. So don't focus so much on the execution part, because the consistent execution is going to come. Don't keep saying, oh, I got to get it done, I got to get it done. No, I got to be consistent on getting it done. Don't say I got to get it done. I got to be consistent on getting it done. Because you saying I got to get it done, I got to get it done, and saying get it done, the consistency part is what's going to help you get it done. So being consistent behind whatever you need to do. And then third, really think about your long run. Don't think about the first year. Think about the 5 years of this brand, business, or whatever it may be that you're doing. Think about 5 years, because it's easy to look at the first year. That's cool. Like, you can see that. You're excited. But think about that long haul. Are you going to be able to do this for 5 years? What is it going to take for 5 years? You know, execution, consistency, and planning, and all those number of things are going to keep you going for 5 years. If you miss one of those, you can't. You just can't miss one of those. You miss one of those, it's over. It's a wrap. You have to stay in all of those things. And I say consistency, execution, marketing, planning. We say so much, but all the things that we say are things that are vital to lasting and keeping the business. Tatum and I have reached over our 1 year, reached over our 2 years. So we're coming up on 5 years soon, and we're doing pretty damn good. Tatum, I know she has numbers and statistics. I know she's good for that. So I'm pretty sure she's going to follow up and tell you how many businesses fail within their first 2 years and 5 years, which we said before. But it's true. But they failed because they probably were lacking in one of the things that we always say. So that's just my advice to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's 91% fail within the first 2 years. And that's like basically most businesses fail within the first 2 years. And to even speak to what you said about planning for the 5 years, like that's so important, because once you look at that long term, you'll know the small things that you can start doing now to prepare for the end goal. Because even with me, a big decision, we even had that episode about, is college necessary for entrepreneurship? And I've talked about over the course of the show how I've always been back and forth on going back to school. And I've been like visiting different colleges, going to open houses and stuff like that. And whichever one made the most sense to me, I was always open to it. So I decided on a program. And so I'm going to start my MBA program in October. But the reason why I decided to go back to school is just because I know long term, in the next 5 years, I'm going to have a family. And so I want to spend time with my family. Raising a kid, Christine talked about this on the last episode, like raising a kid today, I need to be attentive. Like, these kids got tablets and the internet now, and I'm not raising no spoiled brat. And I'm not raising no kid that I ignore. Like, I'm not going to be that parent. I'm going to be very hands-on with my family. And the reason why I became an entrepreneur is because I wanted that time and freedom to do what I want to do. And family is important to me. And I also want to travel a lot. So me understanding that's going to require a lot of money. And so I know that, especially to live the type of lifestyle that I'm going to live, is going to require a lot of money. So so getting into this program I knew that I'm going to have to go into corporate at some point. Me working one-on-one with clients is not going to be a long-term thing for me, because unless I'm working with one-on-one clients who are paying at least $10,000 to work with me. So I know that I'm going to go into corporate, because I'm going into corporate. I charge them $20,000 to come do a program, and that's that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. It's going to take a lot less physical time of mine to do higher dollar amount projects. So that's going to leave more time for me to spend with my family, more time for me to travel, more time for me to do whatever it is that I want to do, and more money financially to be able to invest in things. And in the long end, like when I'm older, I want to have an investment company. So just like Shark Tank, like a Black woman Shark Tank, where I'm really investing in Black women-owned businesses. But in order to be an investor, it's a risky game. So you need a lot of cash. If somebody come up to you and say, I need $150,000 for, let's say, 20% of my business, I got to be able to give them the $150,000. So that means I need a lot of on-hand cash. So again, me looking into the 20 years from now, the 10 years from now, and the 5 years from now, what's going to make more sense and what's going to further propel me into those goals would be an MBA. So, okay. So right now, while I'm still 25 and don't have any kids, I'm about to do that right now because I'm not trying to do it later that I'm cramming, trying to reach my goals. You know what I mean? I'm going to do that right now. But if I wouldn't have even been thinking that far, then I would have been playing small. So you have to think big so that you can play big and you can make boss moves and you can play chess and not checkers with your life and with your business. So to get back to the question that I asked you, what I would tell somebody who hasn't executed yet or hasn't reached that goals is to check your heart. Like, why are you doing this? Because if it's not a strong enough reason for you to keep going, don't do it. I would never tell anybody. This is why I couldn't be a life coach. I was telling, it's funny because the girl who reached out to us, I edited that out of the last episode. She had a question about her passion, and I referred her to Tish. And so she's actually one of Tish's clients now. So shout out to us for providing referrals. But yeah, so she had like all of these questions. I was like, this is why I can't be a life coach. I can't help you get your heart together for why you want to do something. You gotta come to me with what the business is first. You know what I mean? So I'm not the best at helping you check your heart, but I would tell you that you should check your heart and your motives and why you're doing it. If you just think it's cute, if you just think it's something that I don't know, sounds good, that's not really sustainable. So you should just not do it, or just be okay with not executing because it's just not enough. And also eliminate distractions because a lot of times the reason why you haven't executed on things is because you've been distracted or allowed things to distract you. So eliminate distractions. And lastly, create a plan that has milestones. So if you know you want to write a book, have a milestone like, okay, when you reach 50,000 words, celebrate for a second, because you're halfway there, or however many words your book is going to have. Set certain milestones so that you can celebrate yourself along the way and feel like you're making progress. So yeah, that's what I would say.
I hope you're taking that part of your life, celebrating yourself.
I'm trying.
I'm trying. If she was saying that, y'all, I was looking at my phone like, I hope you doing that because you don't celebrate nothing. And she always talking about like, I said, what did I say? Oh, you said you reached 50,000 downloads. I said, oh, we should celebrate. You told me you always want to celebrate something.
I know, right?
Yes, I want to celebrate. So now, y'all, I'm dead serious. I think I'm joking. When y'all see Tatum post something, a milestone of her, you need to like spam her comments, asking her did she celebrate or though. Like, I'm so serious.
I'm just not the best at it. Okay, I'm trying. I am trying. My cousin and I took our little cousin who's in high school shopping Saturday. So I treated myself some. I bought some stuff. I pick out all her clothes. I bought some stuff for myself. So I feel like that was celebrating myself a little bit. Because I never go shopping. Ever. So we went to Delaware. So I was like, all right, no tax. So let me rack up on a couple things.
All right, let me go ahead and splurge real quick.
Right. And then when we go to Miami, I'm staying a couple extra days. I think the conference is from like Thursday or Wednesday to Sunday. So I'm going to stay until like Tuesday. So that's going to be my way of like celebrating myself staying down there.
Okay. You doing better. I'll give it to you. Okay.
I'm trying.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Oh, I have a scenario I want to ask you about.
Okay.
This could totally just be my preference, but I think that it speaks to a lot of issues a lot of new entrepreneurs have a dilemma. So, how can I say this? I be trying so hard not to reveal I'm talking about somebody. So I reached out to somebody. Huh?
I said clearly we suck at that because people have guessed it numerous times.
I know. But it's always for a reason. We don't just be shading people. But okay, so I reached out to somebody for who's a stylist. And because of course, because of the speaking engagement. Like I can dress myself, but for the speaking engagement, I want to see what you can put together. I'm gonna be on stage in front of a bunch of different people. I'm gonna be meeting like Mylika's gonna be there, like all these women that I love and entrepreneurship is gonna be there who's also speaking there. So I'm gonna be fly. So I reached out to her and I knew her and she's a new stylist. She just started her business and we know each other. So I texted her and I was like, hey, I have a speaking engagement at the Be Blogalicious conference. She's a fashion blogger too, so this is a very relevant conference for her. The Be Blogalicious conference in Miami. I'm looking for a stylist. What's your process? Because I don't really know the process. So she says, well, it's $35 for a consultation. And then and then we discuss like your budget, your needs, etc. And then if I shop for you, it's going to be X amount of dollars for me to shop hourly. I didn't really ask her how much it was going to be for us to shop together. But the only thing that kind of made me be like side-eyed some, and it just could be me because I always like to compare what would I do to stuff. But I think when you're starting out, I really do not suggest charging for consultations. I 100% understand why, but I don't think that charging for consultations is smart when you're first starting your business. I just do not think it's smart. And then not to sound big-headed, but I felt like charging me. Now I could pay the $35. Like it's not a factor of if I can pay it or not. One, I'm cheap. And two, paying $35 to talk to you and you're not, and I haven't even decided if I'm gonna work with you yet. And you're not, established yet. Like what? $35 can pay for SoundCloud, a couple other systems that I use. So it's not about like if I can or can't pay it. It's just like, why? So how do you feel about that?
About consultations?
Paying for consultations.
Well, one, coming from a PR standpoint, that $35 is low. But you're supposed to actually charge a lot more for consultations. So the consultation is a service that you're rendering. Starting out, I'm trying to think, did I charge for consultation when I was starting out? I did, but it wasn't what is it, the price that it is now, of course. And the only reason why it's not the price that it is now is because I take consultations as a service. Like if you don't want to dedicate a publicist, you can pick a consultation, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, no. So with her, I mean, I don't know how long she's been in business. I don't know really much about it. But if she doesn't have any backing or showing that she's styled all these people, X, Y, and Z, kind of like what she said, you got to do things for free. And that's cool. Like, even if like she does a discovery call and you can get some good insight so you can feel comfortable enough. And that's the one reason why I place my discovery calls, the things to say, before anything, because people have to be comfortable with you versus jumping in and paying $600 for a consultation. You want them to know about the service and give them their options. So I do have options to provide you with. So this is, X, Y, and Z. But if you don't want that, the consultation is the cheaper option, blah, blah, blah. For her, it just sounds like, because she didn't go through any type of anything, it's like, oh, yeah, this all to me, $35. Shouldn't have a form you could fill out, a styling form, so she could know what you're looking for, what type of, everything it is, kind of like, okay, I'll find out at the consultation. And that's out of 10. How long is this consultation going to be? Is it going to be 30 minutes? Because in 30 minutes, I doubt that you are going to capture fully what you need as far as outfit-wise, because you're going to spend 15 minutes talking about the event, the idea that you're going for, the things that you don't like. So I don't think that for you, I don't want to say clout, but for you not to have the experience or the testimonies and stuff behind you, you should charge that for a consultation. I think it should be a step before a consultation.
Right, exactly. Just something, because I just shot her a text. I don't like to discuss business over text. I just wanted to know her process so I can get into the process, because it wasn't like on her social media or anything. So it just made, I don't know. I probably will still work with her if I decide that, that's something that I want to spend money on. Or if a stylist is something that I want to go through with totally. But yeah, I was just kind of like, ooh, boo. Why are you charging for consultation to talk to people off the gate though? And then again, not to be big headed, but me, who has a platform that I can put you on. I'm going to a conference that is full of people who, could utilize your services. Like it's an opportunity there beyond just dressing me, is what I'm saying. So just me, if I was thinking about like if I was her, if I was her, I would have talked to me for free. And then on the phone or something like that, be like, okay, so when you go, can you take pictures and tag me in it and let people know that I styled you? Or while you're there, if somebody say you look cute, can I give you some cards to take with you that you can give to them? Or if, something, I would have not finagle, but figure out like some type of strategy to really make this work. And I do understand people though, like, you starting a business, you do have to charge. But I just think that just speaks to you have to also recognize opportunity.
Yeah, that goes back to what we did when we released the freebie. When I say gaining free publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, afraid to take those business ventures that will expand your business. People are so like, oh, well, no, I don't want to do this, I don't do that. But if it's benefiting you and it's larger than your platform and the opportunity is there, why not?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I don't ask people to do anything for free. So if I work with her, I'll go through her process and I will probably tell her, like, when you told me yada, 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 I wish that you would have done XYZ because like I will explain to her everything that I said to y'all. But yeah, I don't know. I think that if I was her, the opportunity lights would have been flashing for me if I would have, if somebody like me would have reached out.
Absolutely. Yeah. People don't think like that because they're new to it. So definitely just have that conversation with her and give her the opportunity to, really take that on. Because, again, she's new to business.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that are creating businesses are younger than us. I mean, granted, we do have some older, but it's becoming more of a trend now for the ones that are younger to start their business. So we just got to just make her knowledgeable of the opportunity and understanding at this stage of your business, free publicity is that's your winning thing. That's a major key. You're winning for free publicity if you can get it.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we hop off, you want to tell the people about our sponsorship opportunities? Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, I'm over here slowly dying. I'm pulling up the sponsorship package. But we do have sponsorship opportunities now for you guys. So, and it's not like, oh, you're going to pay us or you're going to send us something for free and you're not getting anything in return. No, it's not no whack sponsorship. So basically, the sponsorship packages that we offer are for pre-roll advertisement and mid-roll advertisement. So pre-roll, of course, I think Tatum did it in episode 31, 30, 31, 30, one of the two.
Yeah.
Where she basically opened the episode and said, this episode is brought to you by X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. So everything's outlined within the sponsorship package on how the pre-roll and mid-roll works. But we have a solid sponsor starting at $250, which you will receive one mention in the sponsor ad, which is in the pre-roll. The next level sponsor is $500. You'll get one pre-roll and mid-roll ad, so you get two. So you'll be in the beginning and the middle of the podcast. You get one email blast to listeners. You get, that's it. And then the dedicated sponsor is $1,000, but you get a pre-roll and mid-roll for 3 months. 3 months. So we shoot how many episodes in a month? So think about that. Right. So think about it logically. How many episodes you are featured on for 3 months. Mm-hmm. Then you get the email blast to listeners weekly. And we have, I just told y'all, 50,000 downloads. And we have, I don't even know how many subscribers. Tatum keeps track of the subscribers and stuff. But yeah, all of those, and you'll get those numbers, of course, and the sponsorship deck, which is the presentation package. Once you email and inquire about it, or go on our website and click on the sponsorship section, and you'll see it. And then we have the premier sponsor, which is $2,000, which is for 4 months, pre-roll and mid-roll ads, email blast to listeners weekly, and that was the drum roll. You get a guest slot on the show, so you get to come on the show and be one of our lovely guests. So that's if you are the premier sponsor. So like I said, you can definitely visit our website to check that out. And yeah, I'm not going to give you guys statistics of our reach because I want you definitely to want to inquire and look further into it. I give you all the information now. You're not going to want to click on the package because you're going to know everything. But I definitely want you to check it out because we spent time developing this so it caters to you and to make sure that you are going to win from our sponsorship package. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to point out, you guys, we don't take ads out. So if you have an ad in the show, it's going to stay there. And as our audience continues to grow, your ad will continue to be heard. You know what I mean? So we're putting in the work to grow the podcast. And then let's say you sponsored episode 37. We can be at episode 137. And a lot of people do go back and binge listen to the show. So your ad will still be there. We don't go back and edit it out. So that's definitely an important note. And also our guests that have been on the show thus far, they haven't been sponsors or anything, just people we've invited on here or we've known that's come on here. And they've gotten success in their business. Raven got some clients off of here. Tish got some clients off of here. Tiana got a lot of leads off of here. I'm not sure if she got a client, but she got a lot of leads off of here. So
I got clients off of here.
Oh, child, please. All my clients came from here. So for the most part, almost all of them.
Wait. Let me drop this shameless plug. My reality star client came off of here.
Yes. Exactly.
Can we drop that? Can we drop that heavy shameless plug? Like,
drop the bomb.
Shout out to the podcast. Right. Shout out to the podcast. Like, if it wasn't for the podcast, that would have never happened.
Exactly.
Well, it probably would have, but not as quickly as it has.
Yeah. And I think our show is in like so many countries that I have no clue where to point at on a map. Like
Bangladesh and Belgium.
For real, like this show is everywhere. And even for y'all, think about the people that you follow based off of listening to the show or the services that you've maybe purchased based off of listening to this show. So yeah, our show is lit. So if you are interested in sponsoring and you want to, and you're targeting millennial Black women specifically, because that is our target audience, you should definitely invest in one of these sponsorship opportunities. This is advertisement that is way better, in my opinion, than trying to figure out like a Facebook ad or trying to figure out stuff like that may or may not work. You might as well invest in something that is real. And we're not going to, let's say, we're not going to vouch for things we don't really believe in either. So don't be mad if we like turn you down or something like that. But yeah, we're going to keep the show as authentic as possible, even as we're monetizing it. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're really trying to get your products or services out there to millennial Black women, definitely reach out to us. We'll talk about, we'll say the ad. If you have any products, send it to us. We'll be very honest and talk about them on the show, especially if they're like super duper amazing. So that's like a bonus if you do have some type of product to reach out. So yeah, I'll put that up on the website so you will see it there by the time this episode drops. And yeah, that's it. Milan, you got anything else before we roll?
Yeah, we got a vlog.
We got a what?
A vlog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a struggle for me.
Tatum fucks. Yeah, that's a struggle for me. Well, we have a vlog, guys. I know most of you that follow us on our social media page are asked, how would you feel we started a YouTube channel? And no, sillies, we're not canceling the podcast. Like, that's crazy. But we are adding on to our content. And one thing is to hear us talk about is to actually see our day-to-day. Like, I know a lot of you ask us, well, what do you do during this time? What do you do? Well, they didn't get to see it in our most craziest and hectic moments. So I just finished yesterday editing vlog number 1, and it was my trip. I can't tell you because then that would just like kill the whole beginning of the video. But anyway, my trip So yeah, and it's like it's not even long. It's like 5 minutes because I didn't record all of my every second of me sitting and walking and talking, but I did record the most exciting moments. That you will get to check that out and see what it looks like to be a publicist in a travel time. So yeah, kind of exciting. I'm kind of excited to see how this vlog does. I'm kind of excited to see Taylor's vlog because I'm trying to tell y'all she's dreading it.
I'm like really dreading this so much. I'm just like, what? I gotta record my day. Like my day is not as glamorous as Milan's. I ain't no publicist. Like my degree, my day is straight hustle. Like it ain't pretty at all. So
that's the beauty of it. Your day may not be as glamorous, but see the good and the bad. Not even good and the bad because I was struggling that day. I told you what happened. My bus was 45 minutes late, and then it was 50 minutes late coming back. So, no. But I think it'll be a good opportunity for you guys to actually see what we talk about all the time.
So, what's the link to the vlog?
What's our YouTube channel? Black Girl Boss.
Yeah, it should be Black Girl Boss. We made it so long ago, but I think it's Black Girl Boss.
Yeah, this is our website. Don't listen to us. This is y'all have to understand it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. We've been up since 6 something. So you have to excuse our mental state. But yeah, it's just everything is going to be on our website or our Instagram because we're going to probably add in a link tree where you just easily go ahead and click on it. So either link in the bio or the website. And guess what? In the link in the bio is the website. So either way, you're going to get through it.
Exactly. All right, guys. So that's it. That wraps up episode, whatever number this is. And we'll be back next week.
See ya.